Hello everyone, I'm Never Welcome to my channel. This is week whatever of the comic. We're delving into week whatever. December. It's getting late. Whatever. It's winter. But this comic is fall. Because it was drawn, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago? Whatever. We are drawing this one because this is an admission of guilt. From me. And I'm sorry. But I must repent of my sins. Those sins being that I don't want to rake my leaves. I am like the only person in my neighborhood that has a, deciduous tree that plops leaves down all over the place. Like I have a bunch of trees because A, I'm not cutting down the baby trees that grow, and whatever's after A, they were there before anyways. So I always get a lot of leaves, front and back, and the front ones eventually get raked. It's yard work. Who needs to do that on time? But the backyard, no. I'm not raking that backyard. Unless I can't see the grass, just leave those leaves generally there. I'm assuming the squirrels need it. I see them building their nests. I feel bad for them when their nest falls apart. So I'm not going to be fixing it, like raking it. I would actually happily help them fix their nest. But it is sad when it all breaks apart. So in this one, this little bok choy is doing the same thing that I do. I put off raking the leaves, and I'm thinking I should probably do that, admittedly. But then it snows pretty hardcore, and then it's like, well, whatever. I can't see them anymore. Not my problem. Don't need to do it. I guess I'm done. Hey, sweet. I don't know if they're going to be there in the spring. I forget what I did last year. I'm just repressing these memories as traumas, I think. But this bok choy, I think, is Brock. I'm going to say it's Brock, because Brock has done yard work before. Jenny has never done yard work that I'm aware of. So there's a boy and a girl bok choy, identically drawn. I guess I shouldn't do that, admittedly. Hey, just because you think they look the same, that's just because you don't know them well enough. They look different. Other bok choy can tell them apart. Now, in this one, I've got the sort of the oak brush, and last video I said that you could vary the hue with your brush and have it every little splatter down slightly differently, and I should have done that, but I didn't bother to do that. So I just kept drawing. I just adjusted the color, drew. That's the negative of that. You're laying down distinct color patches on top of each other, and that might become noticeable rather than each and every individual one being different, which is more realistic. So you can do that. You can adjust the brush settings, immediately use it. But then if you switch brushes, you'll lose all those tweaks. Unless you save it as a new brush variant in Krita. So I didn't really want to save a brush variant because I was a little bit paranoid that I'm overwriting the original one, which I have done once, which was a disaster. Because it was this brush, this pen brush that is custom already, so I can't even get it back from a fresh install of Krita. I had to massage it back into normal state, because if I mess up this brush, I'm sure I can get it back, but it'll be maddening to not get it to exactly what it was before. I should probably put this up for download for you guys if you want it. It's really just a trivial, simple, round, sharp edge brush, but a lot of people ask me, what brush am I using? So it's a custom brush that I made, because as soon as I started using Krita, I was trying to find this kind of a brush, for one thing. The closest thing I found, I think it was either too hard-edged or too soft-edged. I needed something that had kind of a hard edge, no matter what size the tip was. And I wasn't getting that from the default Krita install, so I had to make my own. Because I came from Painter, Corel Painter currently, and I was used to a specific brush that I had also tweaked in Painter. So I was trying to get this, and yeah, I think a G-Pen is similar to this. But not exactly. It's called a scratchboard tool in Painter. Here, I called it a scratchboard tool I didn't. I called it my name thin because I had a thick one. There's a thick and a thin one. The thick one is for TikTok, because in TikTok, I switch over to a double thickness brush of this. I don't know why. I guess I'm drawing things larger in TikTok videos because the scale here, the comic's actually about probably half the size of the TikTok drawings. There's that. In this comic now, for the layout, we've got. I was thinking I was just going to have the same scene 4 times, but really it's just repeated twice. And even the repeat is not a full copy paste. I have to redraw it because in the winter, whereas the other one's in the fall. But we've got in the middle of a forest scene, and then we've got him raking, and I've laid over that sort of that colored overlay to give it the sense of, you're in a different lighting. It's more nighttime. So yeah. Third panel, nighttime. He's in the dark. He's complaining. He's in the forest. In this panel, the second panel. And I've got to quickly draw a forest, which I'm always my personal nightmare because drawing the background of a forest is that's a lot of work. I mean, you can see, how far back can you see? I don't understand how reality draws itself, because you can look through those trees, and as long as you can see sky, that means there's literally nothing beyond that point, which isn't realistic because the forest keeps going. So at this point, I think I just left it. Yeah, I clearly just left it at some point and be like, Again, I'm not doing a poster. This is a comic, and it doesn't have to be as good as I would expect. It doesn't have to be photorealistic. So yeah, don't break your mind over that if you're doing comics. Definitely. I think I'm distracting by putting a sunset in there, so people won't notice as much. But here, let's go into the 4th panel. We're going to transform the 4th panel into winter. So we got to just lay over the ground. We got to remove the leaves because you're not going to be able to see any of those. That's the whole point. And then we're just, filling in cotton candy stuff all over the place. Gonna be good. I had a lot of practice of drawing snow scenes in the first book that I did, A Snow Day That Went Terribly Wrong. That book required me to learn how to shape or draw shapes out of something that wasn't even drawn, because you just have snow. Snow is just white. There's no outlines to work with, but it still has shape and texture and depth. So you need to suggest that with sort of the lee side of all the things, the shading, and it could be a little bit difficult. So I learned to draw footprints and stuff like that to get that shape out of there. So I don't know, I had fun with this one. It was quite interesting to transform the scene like that from fall into winter. It's also always fun to get back into the winter drawing. So looking forward to that in the coming weeks, because I'm sure we will not be in fall anymore. So we're just adding on a few effects, getting the stars not so dominant because they were kind of jumping out at me. I'm just going to add some secrets into the background there. That's cool. We've also got some stuff going on in the background in the neighbor's yard. I wonder who his neighbor is. I wonder who lives beside Brock. Who do you think lives beside Brock? Anyways, let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to talking with you. See you guys next time.